Thank you for joining me on this mission to empower joy for millions of people. My name is Nemo Ashong, founder of Enjoyment, and today I want to talk about a conversation that came up, and it was really around the topic of optimism. And in my mind, I think what I want to say is I'm here to get real about getting real. And this conversation about optimism came up during a coaching call that I had with someone, and the general gist of it was at a certain point, they're like, Nemo, you're an optimist. Like, you're able to see things in this way, but it's because you're an optimist here. I'm not necessarily sure that I can see it the same way. And this is coaching, so it's not about actually necessarily pushing any of my views on anyone. In fact, that's just not the way I decide to go with things. I love to see and help people explore and get to places for themselves. But it brought up something and that actually I had to really check in with myself and really get a clear understanding on. And the thing that it brought up was this distinction to me about optimism and reality. And I feel that a lot of times, with me in particular, look, I smile. I have a jovial personality, I've been told. But at the end of the day, I'm about joy, right? I'm about joy and possibility and being able to create things that we may not have necessarily thought we could bring to life, right? And with that, there's kind of what some might consider the flip side of that, which is what's actually possible, what's practical, what's reality. I do all these things here because this is literally how people talk about it with me. Their face furrows up and they get really hard around just this whole topic here. And during the conversation that I had, what came to light for me was that what comes off to others as optimism or ungrounded positivity, to me, is just honesty. Just honesty, openness, and authenticity. And from that perspective there, I'll go ahead and make the distinction here. So the thing for me is that I just choose to share how I see the world and how I see someone. And I'm not afraid, and I'm not willing actually to hide back the things of that person that I think makes them phenomenal, that I think really highlights their unique gifts and their unique strengths. And oftentimes I found that when we are given a chance to be confronted with that and given a chance to explore that, it might come off a bit optimistic or rosy or overly positive. And I've now come to the place where I believe it's less because it actually is overly positive, but more just the fact that other people aren't willing to be that real. And that for some reason, it can be true about other people, but it can't be true about ourselves. And I felt like I wanted to make this video here because I truly do believe that it is true. Part of me started Enjoyment because of my experience with Hobie, Heyo Youth Leadership. And I went there for a weekend. I was in my mid-20s helping out some 10th graders, so 16 to 17-year-olds, really feel the empowerment of youth leadership. And that first experience, I'd never had any experience as in that fashion beforehand. I wasn't a prior ambassador, as they call it. And what I saw there was that in the span of 3 days, you can bring together people who didn't know each other, but provide a space, an environment where positivity, where openness, where honesty, where affirmations could live, and where people were encouraged to be more of themselves and to actually bring to life their ideas and their hopes and their dreams. The transformation that occurred in those 3 days and the experiences that have come since then really got in my mind that, wait, there just may be a better way. Up until that point, I've been living in New York for several years, been working at a Big Four consulting company, and had just gotten into this vibe of the only way to get better, the only way to make things happen is to focus on the things that are wrong with someone, is to consistently try and improve and focus on what is actually possible. It's really weird. The eyebrow thing is happening again. It's just like, to me, this is just what it is. What's real? What's possible? How do we do it? What did you do wrong? What should you improve on next time? And so on and so forth. And it just becomes so heavy, so concentrated. But what I found is that you could just go ahead and tell someone something honest. And wow, I haven't thought about this in a while, but it's making me think back to what happened to me that first weekend when I got back, or that first week when I got back. I went to the office and I told someone in my office, someone that I worked with, and we have a really strong relationship. We're still friends to this day. I went and I told her something positive about herself that really struck me, that I actually felt and believed and was honest to me. And the look that she gave me was like, thank you. I laugh about it now because I've seen that look quite a bit. You know, I don't hold back with people. And so that comes off there and in a place where it's like, wow, this guy's really positive. This guy's really optimistic. I'm like, no. In my mind, I'm incredibly honest. And I will just tell you, I just might be more willing to say the things that other people won't say, but that's okay. And it might be optimism. It might be positivity, you know, but I also don't want you to confuse it from confidence and openness and honesty and candor. Just because it's true, just because it's good, doesn't mean it's not true. Just because it's good doesn't mean that you can't believe in it. Just because it's good doesn't mean that it's not real. And I want to put that out there here because, you know, I decided I'm going to be sharing more about how I see the world out there, because there are people out there that see it like me. And there are people out there that want to see it more like this, or feel like this could be possible. And I'm here to say, yeah, it is possible. You know, you can choose to look at it in many different ways. I'm choosing to look at it in this way. And I like how things are how things are turning out from that perspective. So yeah, I just want to leave you with that, you know, as we're here, and just along the lines of, you know, is there really a difference between optimism and honesty? And is being real and practical and all that at the sake of allowing our gifts to shine, at the sake of allowing where we might actually find joy in the moment to come to life? Is that actually keeping us from creating even more real reality for ourselves? I'll leave you with that question here. I'd love to get your thoughts here. I'm all about being connected with different minded people. So, you know, if any of you out there see this differently, let me know. If you'd like to explore this further with me, let me know. I am actually setting up some conversations to continuously have this, whether one-on-one or in a larger group atmosphere, for us to explore some of these topics more in depth. I think that there's something here, and I would love to explore it. There's something for me to gain too, just to be able to understand it better, and to be able to stand it from a perspective that's not my own. I'm looking forward to hear more about your perspective. Feel free to leave a comment, leave a video if you like. Let's go forth. Let's have a conversation about this. Let's get real about getting real. I'll talk to you soon, all right? Here's to doing the things that bring you joy each and every day. Take care.